welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who is taking a break from trying to catch an invisible gorilla. It's David Cross.
What's going on, dude?
So, you walked into a gorilla cage with an invisible, aggressive gorilla, and you left the door open. Thoughts?
Yeah, I should have paid more attention in my safety class, honestly. My teacher would have been really upset with me. I'm just glad no one got hurt.
Yeah, I have a question for you. So in Hollow Man, I was going to say Halloween. They're both horror movies, I guess. And they're both about kind of floaty things that linger in the background, hunting people. Hey, but there's a scene in this movie where Josh Brolin lets out a big gorilla who's invisible. And Sebastian Cain, played by Kevin Bacon, is like, hey, I'll get your back. I'll chase this gorilla down with you. And they're like $10 for whoever shoots it with a tranquilizer. And the two chase down the gorilla, and Brolin misses horribly. It made me believe that something was wrong with the dart gun, how badly he misses in this movie. But then Bacon nails the gorilla, and the gorilla falls down and goes unconscious. And Bacon's like, hey, Brolin, pay up. And Brolin's like, put it on my tab. What a sore loser.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But he might also be feeling bullied into doing that type of stuff with Sebastian.
If we work in a lab together trying to make invisible weapons for the military, and I take a $10 bet from you and I win and you don't pay, I'm going to be annoyed.
It's not a lot of money. Yeah. Considering what they're doing, they're funded by the government. They should have enough money to spend those $10 pay-ups.
Now, I know Sebastian Cain, played by Kevin Bacon, is the villain in this film. However, I think if Brolin would have won, he would have given Brolin $10. So if Bacon won, or if Bacon lost, right, he would have paid up.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Yeah. Brolin's character was just being a cheapskate.
And then at the end of this film, spoilers, when the entire lab blows up, do all the animals die?
Oh, why did you bring that up? I didn't think about it. Of course they do.
Wow. It kind of bums me out that they're testing on gorilla. That thing on YouTube's gotten 22 million views, by the way. This thing has gotten about 50, all the clips from Fandango on YouTube have about 50 million views for Hollow Man. And that, so many people watch those invisibility clips. And
it's good clips, for today.
They were nominated for an Academy Award for it. There's some excellent special effects. But yeah, all the animals died, dude.
Oh, I didn't think about that, and I'm like running it through my head. I'm very sad.
Right?
Yeah.
You know the guy who did this, Scott Anderson, he was nominated for an Academy Award. He also did Dr. Sleep recently, which visually blew me away. And he also worked on The Shallows, which I found to be a very impressive film. He also did Tintin, Superman Returns, Lovely Bones, King Kong, Sky Captain, Starship Troopers, Abyss, and T2.
Those are all good. I love Dr. Sleep, and I highly recommend everyone check it out.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to watch the extended version, too.
I'm going to buy the Blu-ray, because I think there's a commentary on it. So I got, me, man, I need more Rose the Hat.
She's so good. She's like the best villain of 2019.
Oh, hands down. And I think I told this story. You've heard it on the pod, but I read that book, and it gave me I woke up screaming one night, thinking that she was standing. I was on a cruise. And we left the door open to you can step outside and step on it. I don't know what you call it. We had a nice little deck. And for some reason, I woke up and I thought she was standing in the door. This is back 6 years ago. And I just started yelling. So when I saw
on the cruise.
So when I, woke up my wife, she's like, what? So, but when I saw the movie, Rebecca Ferguson nailed basically what I saw in my head. It was a very excellent casting, I would say. She was solid.
Yeah. And it was beautiful, and just sort of like this movie.
Yeah, this Scott Anderson guy, who does the visual effects. I watched all the behind the scenes clips for this, and so they would have Kevin Bacon in green, blue, or black, depending on the scene. And Kevin Bacon, when he signed on, he's like, yeah, I don't have to do much in this movie, but he was on the set all the time wearing various outfits. I don't know if you know that. Did you watch the behind the scenes?
I didn't watch the behind the scenes, but I was reading interviews with him, and he did say that he's like, I thought I was going to cash in and just be there for half of the shoot, and then that was it. And then Verhoeven brought him back because he couldn't get good performances out of the actors without him there.
And so they were in a pool, right? There's a scene where a guy is smoking a pipe and falls in a pool, which I think highlights the great special effects in this film. But when they, all right, I have a question for you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather die by a graboid coming from the ground and dragging you into the ground and you're dead, or Kevin Bacon invisible drowning you in a pool?
Oh, I think that's pretty hard. Wow. So I die no matter what, so it's a bad case scenario. I think I would rather go out by graboid.
Yeah, because once the graboids are figured out, right? You're gonna, people are gonna, like, when they talk about what happened to Mark, oh, he drowned in a pool. They're not gonna know that a naked Kevin Bacon drowned me. But when they're like, Mark got killed by a prehistoric underground monster, and he blew up one of them, I'm saying we blow up one if we're gonna die, right?
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah, absolutely.
He blows up one of them, and then the tremor actually gets him stuck in his windpipe and die. So we actually killed 2 graboids, but we're dead too. That story would be everywhere. And so it's like, what happened to Hoffmeyer? Graboid. Like, first known graboid. And boy, did he fight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. At least my story would live on in the future. So there'd be a hit movie about it. But if you just drown in a pool, eh.
Can I ask you something weird?
Yeah.
All right, so we're friends. You're on the podcast. We've known each other for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
But if I heard you got eaten by a graboid, I'd be sad. But maybe 6 months later, I'm like, man, David got eaten by I would kind of chuckle. Is that bad? Like, I wouldn't be happy, but I'd be like, man, he got eaten by a graboid? Like, what?
It's just so absurd.
Yeah. And he blew one up, and then he fought so hard he got stuck in the thing's windpipe?
It's like that's how I want to go out. Killing prehistoric animals. Yeah. This is a video game.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be happy, man. I just want you to know that, but I also think it would be pretty interesting.
I think it's appropriate. That's an appropriate response. Absolutely.
All right, and then another thing in this film, I don't know if you noticed it, but when Sebastian and Linda and Matt go to the government to say, hey, we need more time, even though our experiments, we were ready for phase 3, like, we're ready for phase 3. They just lied because they want to go to human testing and he wants to do it, blah, they don't want it taken away from him. There's a general who they refused to give a line to, who remained an extra, who didn't get the SAG bump for a line, and he whispers in Dr. Kramer's ear. What do you think he said? And was he Dr. Kramer's boss?
Oh, I don't even remember that. That's amazing that you spotted it. That's a great question.
In movies, I don't know if you ever watch movies. You watch movies, of course, but when you watch movies, and even if you're listening, sometimes they go out of their way to not give people lines, where it's so obvious that they should have a line, but they don't want to pay him, right? So this nameless important person has no line whatsoever.
I think I know what he's going to ask. He leans in real close, probably smells like cigarettes and mints, and he goes, I think I'm going to have a turkey sandwich. He's not even paying attention at all.
Does this jacket make me look fat?
Yeah. That's exactly what he did. He was just not paying attention. He was worried about an hour from now when he had to meet his wife at the commissary to get his turkey sandwich.
Because it's the government. You know how many underground layers they have across the world? Like, they have a raptor training facility. They have an invisible man facility, right? They have a graboid facility. He doesn't know what's up in the air with all these.
Yeah, he's probably in one of these meetings every other day, like, oh, you're gonna make this guy super strong? Sure, whatever. Today's BLT day.
The biggest problem with this kind of invisible man is that they can be sensed by heat. You know, you put on the goggles. So when you send them into combat, right, you would just have one person with the goggles on, right?
Yeah, it works in a espionage setting like once. And then
the first
right,
time.
it's like, yeah, it was the first time, and everyone's like, oh, we think there's an invisible man. We'll just put some, heat vision in, and well, there's the invisible man.
They better, when they use him for the first time, it better be. So, do you think the generals in the room want invisible people so that they can spy on their family members? Because they're never home, so they don't want their family members getting up to shenanigans. So they want a bunch of naked invisible people spying on their families to make sure they're not getting in anything bad.
So I don't think they want a bunch of naked, invisible people near their families? Because the key word there is naked.
It's a good question. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And that actually leads me into a question for you, Mark.
Yeah.
If you were invisible, what is the first thing you would do?
And it's funny that we're talking about being naked because while watching this movie, so he's just walking around naked all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's probably chilly in there. I just put on some pants. I put on a shirt. I put on a hat. Just so I'm just talking about me. I'm not Sebastian Cain. I'm not a guy who calls himself God. I'm not a brilliant scientist who's used to getting what he wants. I do love in his house though that he has a sign that says you should be working. That's a really neat character touch. I love that. That's brilliant. Like that. I'm not brilliant hyperbole, but that's a very smart move by the production to put that up there. It really explains his character really well. But I'm not him. So I wouldn't want to creep out my coworkers. I wouldn't, like, I would just put clothes on and so they knew where I was at all moments. I wouldn't be a creep.
Yeah.
So I know that's not exciting, but are you talking about like something illegal or just
no.
Oh, okay.
I think you answered it really well. You were thinking more narrow than me, but we're on similar routes. If I turned invisible, the first thing I would do was move somewhere warm because I'm naked and I'm going to be naked all the time. But you're right. Probably the absolute first thing I was going to do is put some pants on because you're like deep down inside a laboratory that's probably 65 degrees constantly. Like it's going to be freezing.
And also, your coworkers are going to be wearing those goggles. In a real life situation, if you were invisible, they would be wearing the goggles at all times. So then it becomes an HR problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a secret government funded thing, but your coworkers can be like, listen, man, put on pants. Right?
You're still getting hair everywhere and dirt.
I'd put shoes on. I would let them know where I was.
Yeah. Well, you, again, aren't a guy who refers to himself as God.
Yeah.
I also have a comment about that sign above his workstation. That's like the fastest save the cat moment I have seen. Like you're introduced to that character within 30 seconds. You're like, oh, he works really hard. And then immediately you turn into he's also a perv. It's so crazy.
I love that character introduction. And so my favorite that I can think of right now that explains the character, and there's a movie, Born Legacy, with Jeremy Renner, Rachel Weisz, and Edward Norton. When we first meet Edward Norton's character, he's running in the rain at 4 a.m. So, hey, that's a government program gone awry. But when you see a guy in the morning at 4 a.m. running in the rain, that says everything you need to know about the character, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of cool. But this movie, I was 18 when this came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
How old were you?
17 or 18. I saw it in a drive-in theater.
So when you were 17, 18 in 2000, which is, I mean, it was a different era. It was like, what did you think? Was this movie? All right, so Adam Hodgins was supposed to join us, and he loves this movie, but he sent me a message. He's like, hey, man, I can't make it. He's like, and I have some thoughts. He said that this movie's icky.
Yeah, it's ickier. It gets ickier. It hasn't aged well at all. But I remember when I first watched it, I was like, these special effects are amazing. And I didn't put myself into I didn't have the ick moments. I had like, this is strange. I just sort of accepted it. But now watching it, I'm like, there's some questionable decisions being made in this film. But there are also, quite frankly, like things I really like about it. But it's a difficult film to talk about in terms of just how it aged, frankly.
I gotta answer one thing. So Adam sent me an answer to the invisibility. I just want to let you know. Yeah. He said that he would go on stage and wreck all of Penn and Teller's magic tricks.
That's so good.
Yeah. And he said it made him feel icky. But you know what? So I started reading a bunch of interviews, and I got, and we're talking about Elle in an upcoming podcast, which is another Verhoeven movie that's actually Oscar nominated and returned to the Verhoeven form. And so during his press tour for that, he said that Hollow Man was his least favorite film.
Mm-hmm.
And he never mentioned anything about the scenes that don't really hold up. He just said the problem with Hollow Man is that 20 other people could have directed that movie. When you watch Hollow Man, you don't think this is a Verhoeven film. When you watch Showgirls, you're like, this is Verhoeven. When you watch RoboCop, when you watch Starship Troopers, when you watch Total Recall. But when you watch this, you're just thinking this could have been any director on the planet. And that's why he did not like it. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Before we get into this, like, what makes a Verhoeven film? I think that's the first question.
I mean, if you think about just the interesting choices that he makes. So if you go back to the beginning of his films, Basic Instinct and Total Recall and RoboCop, Starship Troopers, Showgirls. The performances in Showgirls are so incredibly heightened, and that was a choice. In Starship Troopers, the performances are stilted to portray kind of a fascist type vibe. Mm-hmm. In Basic Instinct, you have one of the most, the scene where she's being interrogated. You have just a very sexually charged thriller. RoboCop, the violence is so over the top, and the glee is so over the top in it. Then you have Total Recall, but his movies still have smarts. I think sometimes people miss the point on some of his films, but Total Recall, that's our most popular MFF episode. And I think the reason is it's a cult classic, but it was also a smash hit. And it's also pretty smart and has very good practical effects. But it's he's able to deal with action. He's able to deal with heady themes. He's able to kind of attack an action film from a very unique place. Also, that movie Elle, it's a rape revenge fantasy that was very polarizing, but everyone was like, it's very good. Then he had Black Book, which was also another excellent film. So his movies, they never felt generic. They always felt unique or odd, or they failed nobly. This one feels more like a stock $100 million big budget picture that kind of was only being made around 2000 with Deep Blue Sea and like those big 2000s movies, 1999. And so this one, I don't know, it feels like, all right, so there's a scene in the movie. He becomes invisible and he immediately starts like groping his coworker, right? And then he goes home and there's the infamous scene with Rona Mitra. And that scene just plays so easily. It's so non-Verhoeven because in his movies, a lot of the violence is ugly. Everything was almost too easy in this movie. Like, I think this movie would age better if it was like uglier. Like, so when he goes into Rona Mitra's apartment, maybe he just wants to be a peeping Tom, right? But somehow she senses him, something horribly happens, and something terrible goes on in there. Like, he didn't plan on going in there to do that. Does that make sense? Like, so
we're on a similar thought process. What I'm struggling with this film is that I think it has some interesting points to make, but the execution is not very good.
Yeah, there's a lot of telling.
Yeah, and the idea of like, we're going to explore toxic male masculinity through the invisible man structure is interesting to me, and we're going to explore that through sexuality is interesting to me, but it's just not done very well. And I really like the idea of exploring or following this character as he falls down the rabbit hole of power. He becomes intoxicated with his own power. The difficulty of this film, though, is that it happens too fast, and you don't really like the character to begin with. It's like he looks up at the beginning. He has a save the cat moment. He sees the sign. You're like, okay, this guy loves Twinkies. He's working hard. And then he turns around and is immediately peeping Tom. Now, like what you were saying is like, if it's slower, if we don't have the infamous scene, if he starts off by screwing with people, then he peeps on someone, then he gropes someone, like it just moves way too fast.
Yeah. I would have liked, I know this sounds weird, man, but I would have liked more the scene with Rona Mitra is just so clean. And I think that's what makes it so gross nowadays. I wish it would have been not so easy. It just, right? Like, it seems like Verhoeven, like, so Verhoeven knows how to push buttons. He's like a Lars von Trier almost, where you see things that you're just never gonna forget. You just, they're burned in you, but he knows what he's doing and there's an art to it. This one felt more shallow, and so it feels more empty when that happens.
Is it more scary? Is it scarier to be stalked by an invisible man in the daylight or at nighttime? Because one of the things about being invisible is that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what I was taking out of that scene is like, it is clean and crisp looking, and that's disturbing to us, but it's more terrifying when you can see everything because you don't know what's happening.
Yeah. And I guess in this scene, I don't know, I guess also the way the whole scene was played out too. Like this, so if this movie's a comment on what happens when you don't have to look in the mirror And it's a comment on like, just that type of scientist, the very kind of, masculine, the toxic masculinity of it all. But then they kind of had their cake and ate it too, where she's brushing her hair in front of the mirror. So any art in that scene is gone. Like, so it's not as powerful as, say, like Irreversible, which is a gnarly movie by Gaspar Noé. And it's just more of appease the audience, right? It's kind of what Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard were making fun of in Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, I understand that take on it. And when I was doing my research, I believe he said he took this job because he needed the money. He was like, my production studio was going to go out of business, so I'll do this job.
Yeah, and because he was in director's jail from Showgirls and Starship Troopers, sort of missed with audiences. So, he needed the money. And I mean, they gave him $100 million picture, which is very interesting. And I don't know, I guess it's just weird. I don't know. This movie just...
There are parts of this film that are interesting. There are parts of this film that are icky. I think we just have to take it all together.
Yeah.
There's no getting around it.
Yeah, it's, yeah, I think the visual effects are outstanding. Everything seems too fast, man. It's just too, I don't know. Now that I'm more Verhoeven into his kind of films, when I watch it, I just feel like it's a big missed opportunity for him, if that makes sense. So when I watch it, I'm kind of bummed by it.
Yeah, I am too. It's not only a missed opportunity for him. I felt like it's a missed opportunity for the character Invisible Man and the idea of the universal monster, which I'm very attached to, and I have been since a very young age. So whenever I see like Dracula, Invisible Man, Werewolf, anytime these show up and they don't do well, I get sad inside because I want a really good Universal Monsters universe.
Oh, man. So I'm one of the few people who really enjoy the Wolfman remake by Joe Johnston. I mean, look at the cast: Benicio del Toro, Emily Blunt, Anthony Hopkins. I guess I love it more because it just looks so sumptuous. It just looks so beautiful. And I like the linear storytelling of it. So, but you're right. I really want these movies to work. But I think Lee Wannell's picture is going to do pretty well. I mean, he's a smart guy.
And which picture is that?
The Invisible Man.
Okay.
That's coming out. So I'm releasing this like the day of it comes out. So
yeah, I've thought that's with Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's why I wanted to do this. I actually thought she was directing. I don't know why I thought that.
Yeah, he did Upgrade. Lee Wannell. That dude's awesome.
Oh, and everyone should just go watch Upgrade right now.
Oh, it's so good. He also wrote Saw. Good. He also wrote. I don't know if you can find this. I don't know if they show if you can find the back catalog, but Lee Wannell did an interview with Empire, the Empire podcast, and he talks about the making of Upgrade, and it's hilarious. It's about an hour long. And so if you can find it, listen to it after, this podcast, of course. But yeah, find that episode because he talks about low budget filmmaking, and I share his anecdotes to all my students when we talk about low budget film. It's pretty great.
So we've talked a little bit about like things that we find troubling, but what are things that you really like about this film?
Well, Elizabeth Shue, superhero.
Yeah, that's true.
And I like how easily she kind of stepped into that role. This movie wasn't made to be. I think that's it. What I like about her character is that she does have, I kind of like the way she plays a relationship with Kevin Bacon too. It's very flirty. You can tell she still likes the guy. She's just tired of his crap, I would say. And she's just kind of down for science. She wants to change the world, I guess. So I kind of like that aspect, but I like at the end how there's no big speeches or anything. She just takes the forefront. So she's the one that saves Brolin. I like when she makes a magnet and pulls the door open, and then she is on the elevator shaft with Bacon and kills him. It's just a neat, like she becomes, and then she does the super slide into the elevator and blasts him with a flamethrower.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
And she tore her Achilles, and they had to shut down production for 7 weeks on this film. Did you know that?
Yeah. I knew that, and they thought about replacing her, but ultimately decided not to, which is, I think, is a good thing.
And there's a scene where after they're leaving, after the general says he wants a turkey sandwich and they're going to shut him down, when they're walking to the car, you can see her limping.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So if you watch it again, you'll see her limp. Like it's not very, she's doing the best you can, but you're like, man, that must hurt.
Yeah. So some of the things I like about this film, I do like that it villainizes toxic masculinity. And it's like, that's something that feels very relevant today, and it's probably can continue to be relevant. You can quibble about how well it did that, but I like that it was trying at least to take it on. Something we haven't talked about is just Kevin Bacon is so good in charming / creepy roles.
Yeah, and
that's his sweet spot.
He's a star in a $100 million movie, and it bums me out that this movie wasn't better because I love Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, exactly. I love the entire third act. I know that it falls into slasher tropes, but that's my favorite genre of horror film, so I feel really comfortable watching it. And I thought there were some really interesting effects within the third act, and including the veterinarian spraying Kevin Bacon's character with a bunch of blood. That is a scene that I am not going to forget. It's so unique.
Yeah, and I love that. I love when he kills Dr. Kramer, the smoke blows into his face, and how he falls in the water. You can see him. I like how they shoot him with fire extinguishers. They shoot him with fire. They throw blood on him. They put water on him. I kind of dug how they had to figure out each way to showcase the special effects. And they've actually discovered something new where when he was in a pool, he had to wear all black because when he wore green, it reflected too much. So you can see how pissed off he'd be. He gets all green and he goes into a swimming pool and they're like, oh, yeah, this doesn't work. And then he had to get all that off and they had to repaint him black because it did too much. They couldn't get the footage of it. So they would shoot the plate without him, the scene without him, and then they would shoot the scene with him to get the special effects. It's really, and also Verhoeven and Anderson, they both worked on Starship Troopers. And Anderson said that Starship Troopers was a massive visual feast, right? Visual effects everywhere. But they had the same amount of visual shots in a much more condensed space in Hollow Man. So the two movies had the same amount of VFX shots.
I find that surprising, but now that I'm thinking about it, it probably makes sense because Kevin Bacon's in almost every scene.
I mean, you have the composited layers, you have the different, the structure, then you have the gorilla scene, you have him. I mean, this is a really in-depth, this almost like killed everyone working on it. This was a tough movie to work, but I'm telling you, it still looks good today. Would you agree?
I do. I mean, it does look a little bit dated because it's from 2000 or 99. But it still, I think, looks pretty good. You know, if it came out now and I knew it was like sort of a low budget, I wouldn't think twice about it.
I mean, in 2000, it was kind of so you saw it in a drive-in. Were you really impressed in 2000? Because that's what everybody was talking about when it came out.
I was, absolutely. I was really impressed in 2000 this came out because you'd never seen anything like it before.
Yeah. I mean, I just... All right. So, hey, I want to do something really quick before we talk about this movie more. I'm gonna wreck the momentum, but I just want to do this. I want to do an Elisabeth Shue draft real quick that we'll put on Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook.
Okay.
All right. How's that sound?
Yeah, I gotta look her up, but I started this already. I thought you might ask this question.
I was thinking about doing a Joey Slotnick. Also, I was very happy that Joey Slotnick and Greg Grunberg are in this movie because, I mean, when have you ever seen Greg bend this skeevy? He's normally a nice guy. There's a line in this movie, right? I'm going to say it too. There's a line where he goes, I would suck the tits off her.
It's something like that. Yeah.
I'm like, what? Yeah, but have you ever seen Grunberg like this before?
No, never.
I think it's pretty,
so weird.
Yeah, I kind of like it though. I like seeing squirrely Greg. All right. Who would be your first? Well, I'll give you first pick.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take Karate Kid. I knew you had it, so I'm taking it.
Oh man, that's tough. I don't think I can catch up. Let's see. All right, so
you can. You definitely can.
I just think we got to give her some respect here because I think she's great. Let's see. You know what? Let's do Leaving Las Vegas. She's awesome in that movie.
She is. So I'm gonna pick one. I'm gonna pick Back to the Future 3.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know, and I know that's generally considered not the best one. But I have really fond memories of seeing it in the theater, so I'm going to pick it.
All right, I'm doing Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh, that's a really good one. Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen this movie in a very long time, but Cocktail.
Oh. All right. I'll do The Saint, because that was another massive film that she was in that was huge.
That was with Val Kilmer?
Yeah. Remember how much they pushed that, though? That was a big popular picture.
I do. That was after Batman?
Wait, which one? The Saint? Oh, yeah, that was after. Yeah, he was hot off the heels of that.
Yeah. Are we doing movies or are we including TV shows?
No TV shows, because I know what you're going to get, and I don't want you to get it.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds
you were
good.
going to do The Boys, right?
Oh yeah, it definitely was. That's of course. I think I'm gonna go with the was she in Last House on the Left, or was it a different one?
She was in Silent House, right? House at the End of the Street.
Street. That's the one I'm gonna pick.
All right, I'm gonna do Piranha 3D.
Of course, I haven't seen that one, or I would have picked it. I feel like
so
I didn't want to cheat.
I love that. Listen to the episode, by the way. It's really good.
All right, so we're getting into. I have one more left.
Yep.
The Saint was a really good pick. You know what? I'm gonna pick this movie. I'm gonna pick Hollow Man.
Whoa.
just throw it all out. Throw caution to the wind.
All right, let's see. So you have Karate Kid, Back to the Future 3, Cocktail, House at the End, and what was your last one?
Hollow Man.
Hollow Man. Oh yeah. People are gonna see that and be like, I love Hollow Man. All right. So
it's a little bit like cheating.
I mean, she's action hero in this movie. It's awesome. All right. So I got Piranha 3D, and then I also picked, what was my other one that I had? Leaving Las Vegas, Adventures in Babysitting, Piranha 3D, and what else?
You didn't pick a fourth one yet.
Okay. No, all right. So I got to pick. Oh man, this is big because you have the best one. So I have to come through here and pick something strong. Let's see.
Everlasting.
Oh, brother. Let's see.
You just picked Back to the Future 2. I think that one is a classic movie. You can't go wrong with it.
Yeah. All right. You swayed me. Back to the Future 2. All right. And then you have your 5. I have my 5.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Oh, and the Saint. So you have Karate Kid, Back to the Future, Cocktail, House at the End of the Street, Hollow Man, I have Leaving Las Vegas, Adventures in Babysitting, Piranha 3D, Back to the Future 2, and the Saint.
Yeah, I have Back to the Future 3.
That's what it is, yeah.
I don't think she was in the first one.
Head to Movies, Films, and Flicks, and this will probably have run already, but just check out all the other things that we have going on. Like it on Facebook. We run a lot of fun tournaments. We got a massive one that just happened in February. We have a huge one going up in March. So, yeah, just check out Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook. Back to Hollow Man.
That's a nice ad.
Yeah. Gotta do it, man.
I know. So, some other things I liked about this, we're on Elisabeth Shue. I really thought it was interesting that her character was so sexual and sexually dominant, and I liked how none of the other characters were really putting her down for it. I think in a typical slasher, she would have been killed. It's like she violated the slasher rules.
Oh, yeah. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, she physically dominates Matthew the entire film sexually.
And I like that doesn't lead into her personal life either. Like her professional life. Like she just goes to work and she works like a boss.
Yeah. Though I did question their decision to be like, you know what, Sebastian, you're the smartest person here. I guess we'll put our career on the line. Like, what a bad decision.
Oh yeah, when they're like, yeah, test yourself.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
But I think she kind of has that gambling streak in her too, right? Like she enjoys that, like kind of being a rule. I mean, they're creating invisible soldiers for the military who are going to murder people. So she probably does have a little bit of a rebellious streak. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. They all have to, like everyone in that entire lab.
And I love how when they're walking out of the military turkey sandwich conversation, Kevin Bacon's all in purple and Josh Brolin is just in gray, drab gray. And I think that explains their characters pretty well.
Driving that Porsche around?
It's really weird seeing Josh Brolin not be the physical alpha. Because for the last few years, he's just been jacked.
I mean, he's big in this movie too. He sort of folds into himself.
It's interesting though. Like now that we've seen him, obviously Thanos, but Cable and Deadpool 2 and Old Boy and movies like that. Just a big brick shithouse of a guy. Oh, Sicario.
Mm-hmm.
Shows he has range.
Yeah, and we saw him in Goonies.
Oh, yeah. So I don't think he liked Verhoeven very much.
Why do you say that?
Okay, so I'm going to read this quote from him. So I'm quoting him, all right? So he said that Paul Verhoeven is like a kid with autism who keeps hitting his head into a wall.
Okay.
That's what he said on the behind-the-scenes interview.
That's crazy.
But on set though, everyone else that they talked about, they're like, he rushes into everything. However, if you work on a Verhoeven film, you have to be able to collaborate with him, and he wants input. So he's not the director that's going to tell you what to do. He hires people, and he expects input from them. So that's a pretty interesting thing. He rushes into everything, but if they have a great idea, and he expects you to have good ideas, I think that'd be interesting to work with as a production designer or as a visual effects artist, where you're just flying from the seat of your pants, but he wants your input. I feel like that would be challenging, but also rewarding for your career.
Yeah. I mean, I might appreciate that more. Because I'm the type of person, if I don't have some type of hands-on or some type of, how do I put this, stake in the project, I could easily just do my part and not think about it at all and push it away. And I found that if I collaborate with people, I produce a much better product.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And then, okay, another random question for you. I really like the cinematographer, Alan Cameron. He had worked on Willow, which is great. Highlander. We did
that podcast.
And then he also did Far and Away, Escape, The Mummy, Van Helsing, Sahara, Da Vinci Code, and Shanghai Nights.
Those are all fun.
Big guy, like big production designer. No, so we can avoid. So in Rona Mitra's apartment, it's all very salmon color. Would you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What? All right. So I'm trying to figure out what that. It's an interesting color because the rest of the film, if you like the lab that they're in, I'm not going to call their lab brutalist, but it's very sterile. So then industrial. So the one scene that they go to, it's like, it's just salmon. I thought that was pretty interesting to that color. I don't know if you noticed that.
Were they trying to make a comment about having that woman look sensual?
With the salmon?
And like the soft lighting?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, they really lit her. I mean,
yeah,
they glory lit Rona Mitra. So maybe the salmon does well with the light?
Yeah, something like that.
Right? I don't know. I just thought that was so coral. I guess sometimes they say that can mean light and life. That's kind of interesting.
That is interesting. I hadn't thought about the other color dynamics much.
But that's the only time I noticed because this movie isn't about the production design. Very, very little of that. I just think that's the one scene of really out there color in the film. And it was also for that scene. So I wonder if I mean, he's a smart guy. So I'm trying to, I don't know, maybe during the break we can look up to it.
Well, that's kind of my point from earlier where we're at. Like, I don't know how to handle this film because there are smart elements to it that feels like there are deliberate choices. And then there's a bunch of dumb shit. You know, it's like he had Verhoeven clearly did some things. Maybe he didn't do them to what he wanted them to do, but he was definitely thinking about some things, putting it together.
Now, they say that salmon works well with skin tones. So, I mean, this scene had a lot of skin tones in it.
Yes.
Right? So, they're warm colors. They make us feel warmer. Oh, there we go. Subtly encourage us to express our emotions, and it's to encourage us to be outgoing, more social, and increase physical energy. But I guess that if that psychology influences, it makes us feel warm. It makes us feel more sort of safe, I guess, feel warmer and kind of open. And then that scene happens. Maybe that is something that they're working with the psychology.
Yeah. I mean, if the idea of this film is to lead you lead you by the hand towards being evil, to test when you would pull away from Kevin Bacon's character, they are lighting her in a way that is tempting.
Interesting.
To the male audience, or in some female audience.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to go back to something. What eats the rat in the beginning of the film?
The gorilla.
The gorilla?
Isabella.
Well, that was a tiny cage. There were other invisible monsters, right? Or not monsters, dogs. Isabella eats rats?
Yeah, remember it picks it up and squeezes it? And then I thought Isabella ate the rat. Like, there's an undercurrent of this film where you don't know if he is just a bad guy, and he would do these things if he was invisible, or if being invisible, like, screwed with his mind and also made him a bad guy. Because at the beginning, like, I don't think Isabella would just like grab it and crush it and eat that mouse. So I go back and forth. Like, ultimately, I think he's just a bad dude. But that beginning sort of throws things off for me.
Verhoeven said that he wouldn't have done that if he said the invisibility made him do that. The director said it.
The invisibility made him do it.
Yeah, he said the invisibility drove him mad. But he was only down there for 10 days.
Huh. I think that was just him on a power trip. I don't think he was driven mad. He didn't have to look at himself. He could do all the things he wanted to do without consequences.
So I've never been invisible, but 10 days I don't think would be enough to make me crazy. I would be working like crazy to figure out the issue. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And did no one, after about the 10th day, did no one think to get him a sleeping mask?
That's really smart. Oh my God. The thing that I kept thinking when watching it was like, why would you put a bunch of latex over this dude when you could just get a ski mask?
Oh, or a hat.
Yeah. Like you can't sweat through like latex. You know how uncomfortable that would be? Just get a mat or get a ski mask. Like you're fine.
Get a balaclava.
Yeah.
Get him a toque.
Yeah. And then like what happened to his hair when they put the mask on? He just was bald all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's interesting. They had to smush down his hair, I guess. They do that in the pictures.
Yeah, they slicked it back and then put it on.
Just put sunglasses on him.
Yeah. So we're like sort of gearing into like weird things this movie does. I think the weirdest thing this film does is that they don't have a doctor present when he goes under. They have a veterinarian.
Oh, yeah. Well, the reason being, right, is because he's not supposed to be doing it. So they can't bring anybody in. Right?
Yeah. Oh, here comes the police. They're gonna arrest me for making fun of this movie.
Yeah, they're listening. They've come back in time. This is Looper. Yeah, I don't know. I guess 10 days didn't seem. I just wish there would have been. Okay, so listen. This is a great way to. This film could have been a really interesting way to put a camera on a Steadicam. Make you the camera, right? Mm-hmm. When you're walking around, when he's invisible, you are the camera. It could have been a really interesting take on voyeurism. It could have been interesting to watch him fail at first to be creepy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. He looking to do things a little bit more every time. So again, I feel like we're coming back to the same theme, is that this film just moves too fast. Yeah. Because if we look at the very beginning, in less than 12 hours, he becomes invisible, lightly screws with people by like moving pop cans, and then immediately gropes a woman. like that's probably not even 12 hours, probably 7 hours, 8 hours, just 0 to 100 out the gate. And this film doesn't take the time to breathe and show the character sliding down through this process. So for me, I'm left with this idea that he was always a shitbag, and being invisible just brought it out. And like, what's more interesting, if he was actually sort of a decent person, and then becoming invisible slowly turned him into a monster.
Yeah, I would have loved that. And I mean, what else did I have? I mean, there are some touches that I liked about Kevin Bacon in the beginning that I wish they could have expanded upon more. There's just no time. Remember when Joey Slotnick runs out of coffee, and Kevin Bacon goes and gets him the other thing of coffee? Like, it's little things like that I really liked about the character, if that makes sense. Yeah.
There is something sort of charming about the character at the beginning that quickly turns sour. And that is, again, Kevin's sweet spot.
The guard loves him. I don't know. That scene, though, when they bring back the gorilla and they decide to go celebrate, they go to a really fancy restaurant to celebrate. That didn't seem like much fun to me. Like, we need to go celebrate. And then Joey Slotnick's is telling terrible stories.
Well, why don't we turn this conversation a little bit to Kevin Bacon?
Yeah. The Bacon.
Like he's done so much, right? We can't talk about this movie without talking about Kevin Bacon. What are some of your favorite Kevin Bacon movies?
Oh, well, so his best roles are in The Following and Jay and Mansfield's Car, because I worked on both of those.
Oh, I forgot that you worked on those.
I've been on screen with Kevin Bacon.
Really?
Yeah, on The Following pilot. I worked on the pilot in Atlanta, and they needed some security guards. So I was working on the set, and I dressed up as security guard, and I had to wrestle with James Purefoy all day while Kevin Bacon sat there watching me drag him out of a interrogation room. So I'm 0 degrees from the bake.
That's amazing.
And then I worked on Jay Mansfield's Car, which is a very underrated film, too. So I would say those. No, but in real, I love him in Taking Chance. I think Bacon is excellent in that film. He's very quiet. I think it showcases just how much range he has. I also thought he was really excellent in, oh man, the Clint Eastwood picture with Tim Robbins and Sean Penn chewing the scenery while he does the most subtle, best work. Mystic River. Mm-hmm. I thought his performance in that. So I watched Mystic River, and I was like, Sean Penn and Tim Robbins, they're great, but they're just, they had the loud perform. When I saw Bacon, I'm like, I think he can get an Oscar nomination for this, and he didn't. And it kind of bums me out because he's excellent in that role. I also love him in Tremors. I don't think people understand how he's really great with Fred Ward in that film. I think he's excellent. What movies do you love him in?
The River Wild.
Oh my gosh, I love that picture.
He's excellent in that one. And this is an off-ball one. The Air Up There.
And where's the coach?
He goes and plays basketball in Africa. Yeah, I love that movie. Obviously I did when I was little. This one is probably not as well known.
Echoes.
Or not as, oh yeah, Stir of Echoes, he's good at that. I liked him in Flatliners. I know that movie is not generally well received, but I have a very warm feeling towards that, and I think it's an interesting concept.
His performance in X-Men First Class, sorry to interrupt, my apologies, but I like him a lot in X-Men First Class where he's clapping when the kid's going crazy. It's a very it's a very scary performance that he puts in that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's actually a perfect segue to the question I was like slowly getting to. You know what? That's actually going to be our draft at the end of this film, or end of this podcast, which is movies that need more bacon. So we'll save that.
Hey, so how about this? Let's take a quick break. And then we come back, we'll talk more Bacon, and then we'll talk more Hollow Man, then we'll talk more Bacon.
Got it.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. David, how would you rank the kills in this movie?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, what are my favorite kills?
Do you want me to tell you what the kills are, and then you can rank them?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So Dr. Kramer, he drowns in a pool. Janice is killed off screen. Frank is stabbed with a pipe. Carter gets the nastiest neck head wound ever. And then Kim Dickens, Sarah, gets her neck snapped like butter.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't think the kills in this movie are particularly interesting. I'll just say that. At least not compared to, other slasher films. But I guess it's when the woman is strangled. That's the first woman. That'd probably be the most interesting one to me. Then the neck wound.
Oh, yeah, that strangling is bad. Oh, yeah, she is strangled. Yeah, she's not. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, then it would be the neck wounds. Who was the doctor who was killed in the room?
Janice is attacked and choked.
Yeah.
That one guy's killed in the pool. Frank is stabbed. Carter gets his head smushed. And Kim Dickens, she's the one with the blood who gets her neck snapped.
Okay. So I guess it would go head smush, neck wounds, drowning, and then neck snap.
And he gets stronger.
That's crazy. It's crazy. He gets so strong. He turns into a Terminator, basically.
So Greg Grunberg, he's not a little guy. And Bacon grabbed him by the neck and lifted him from the ground, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So he gets superhuman powers. We have to assume that.
Yeah, that's where when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. But then I was like, none of this makes any sense. I'm going to keep watching.
So he gets his body burnt off. So does that regenerate immediately?
I don't know. When I saw that, my first thought was, is he just walking around with a giant invisible festering wound? But it clearly not, because when he comes back at the end, he seems stronger than ever.
Because he gets electrocuted, he gets whacked with crowbars, he gets blown up in a fire, right? And then he gets dropped.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he can take a lot of damage.
That's pretty. So that gorilla should have just smushed Brolin's head.
Yeah.
But the gorilla must have been nice when it got invisibility.
Yeah. I mean, you were just stuck in a cage.
The most brutal kill, though, is the dog.
Oh, yeah. That's really, really disturbing. I read that an organization came in to watch the actual footage to make sure that didn't actually happen. Yeah, I was reading. It was on the trivia page for IMDb.
No.
Yeah, it was something that they came in, they thought it was real, and then they showed them the footage, and what happened is that Bacon took the dog out and gave it to an assistant, and then they had a prop there, and he just smashed the prop against the cage.
That's interesting.
Yeah. When that scene happened, my girlfriend was like, I'm done with this film.
No, so when we took this movie out of the DVD player, my wife, Megan, was like, the DVD player's happy now. So, and then I thought that was pretty interesting, the speech about how he like, someone can go from A to D, but he needs the B to C, right? Isn't that the speech that Brolin says? A to D, right? But so some people can go A to D, but he needs the B and C to get to D.
Yeah, it's linear thinking versus just giant leaps.
Got it.
Abstract thinking.
I thought that was a pretty interesting. I like stuff like that in this film.
That's what I'm saying. There's like some interesting parts of it, but there's these really icky parts that make the viewing experience difficult. And that's why it makes it discussing this film so bad. And it's probably why I'm not going to watch this film again. Like, I thought I had a somewhat pleasant memory of this film, but watching it again, I'm like, what was I thinking?
So, you know when he told the joke about him, the Invisible Man, and Wonder Woman and Superman?
Yeah.
So then that means that Elisabeth Shue was Superman in that joke.
I guess.
Because she wins everything, right? So she's the alpha?
She is the alpha, yeah.
I thought that was, I don't know. I just remember that joke. I heard that joke when I was 18. I'm like, that's hilarious.
It's because 18-year-old boys don't have empathy.
Yeah. But, I mean, listen, this movie, it
looks great. That's what it comes down to.
I'm very happy that Kevin Bacon starred in it. I think I'm a big fan of his. I like that. I just wish it could have gone RoboCop crazy and not traditional movie fare. I was reading some articles about this, and people were going as far as saying that this is the movie that you find on a DVD shelf in a truck stop. Or, people were, I don't know, it's like, they also said, so this is what he said. He's like, I decided after Hollow Man, this is the first movie that I made that I thought I should not have made. It made money and this and that, but it really is not me anymore. I think many people could have done that. I don't think many people could have made RoboCop that way or Starship Troopers. But Hollow Man, I thought there might have been 20 directors in Hollywood who could have done that. I felt depressed with myself after 2002. In earlier interviews, like, he explained that it was offered to him in that time. And I think that's why, after I read that, a light clicked up in my head.
Same.
It's that,
yeah.
I just kind of thought this movie wasn't Verhoeven enough. And I know that sounds weird, but he in the past, he's found a way to make ultraviolence palatable. He really has.
Yeah.
And
really what you're getting to is like from 0 to 10 on the Verhoeven scale, this is like a 2.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted it to be a 10. I would rather this have been like a Showgirls-esque than just a stock thriller. Yeah. I know I keep repeating myself, but that's when the light came on, and that's when I really started to understand this film.
Yeah. I agree with you. It didn't make enough bold choices. Even though I like the ending, maybe I would have preferred like a separate movie that's all just people stuck in a lab with an Invisible Man, not just a third act of it, and that this movie would really focus on more of the psychological impact of having an invisible person stalking you, and not just with the female perspective, but also the male perspective. And I think that's something that's somewhat ignored in this, is that we see him stalking women, but he could also very well stalk men to see what they do when no one is looking and no one's around, and that could have been interesting as well.
I like what Ebert said about it. He's like, Hollow Man uses the change of a man going invisible simply as a stunt. Scientist becomes invisible, becomes sex fiend, goes berserk, attacks everyone. I love how Ebert uses his words, but he also loved the special effects in this.
Yeah, he was mentioning something about how. So I read that interview as well, or review, and how Sebastian's desire seems so small. Like, you have a superpower, you can do whatever you want, and all you want to do is murder, and then settle your grudge against your ex-girlfriend.
I mean, all right. What's one illegal thing you would do if you went invisible?
Well, I would go mess with a senator.
Well,
I'm assuming everyone could guess who it is, but there's a certain senator that I would just make him think he's going crazy.
See, this sounds great. I love whiskey, right? But I don't. Mm-hmm. So many people take random bottles of whiskey and they jack up the price by like $800. So you have a $100 bottle of whiskey and they're charging $600 for it. I would just go take that. I wouldn't take mom and pop stuff, but people overcharging, I'd grab their bottle. I could justify that.
Yeah. Would you just go to the movies? Wouldn't even pay? You just walk right in?
No, I can't, dude. I'm bad, dude. I have to pay. I have to buy my songs. I have to pay I'm so by the rules now that I couldn't do it. because we work I worked in the industry. I don't want to like take the money. So, and plus like I don't want to go to a movie theater and sitting there naked.
It's so cold anyway.
Yeah, exactly. No thanks. But one of the I got a couple things for you, but I want to bury one thing in the ground. I found a really interesting thing that Variety wrote. So they put the idea of movies having a male gaze has rarely been illustrated so bluntly. The result might have felt revelatory as opposed to merely unsettling or sickening. Were there any indication that the filmmakers, Verhoeven especially, had given the matter anything but the most cursory thought? What they were saying is more thought was put into the effects than the aspect of kind of the male gaze, which I think is true. I think this movie was very effects heavy and they succeeded, but I think that was at the cost of the story, much like Jurassic World or many of the big blockbusters.
I'm really happy you found that quote because I think that nails what I've been trying to express and been failing to do over the last week since I've watched this movie and started researching it.
And so, all right, so hey, you had a question that I really went overboard on. Do you want to ask what the question is? Yeah.
So watching this film, I was struck by how millennium it is, like late 90s, early 2000s. So I want to know what nu metal song would make this film better.
All right, so which one did you pick?
I picked Static X Push It because it's about pushing the limits of your power.
Whoa, I like that.
I also really love Static X. It's like unironically, I really do love it.
Push it. So Adam, he sent in, he did the nu metal song is Drowning Pool Sinner. So he would have picked that. But I don't know, I went together and so I'm 37, so we grew up around this time when nu metal was huge. And so while I think it has become a bit of a punchline, that's what we listened to back in the day. So I put together a nu metal playlist for you. Do you want to hear it?
I do.
All right. Waiting for the End by Linkin Park. I love that song. I think it highlights Chester's voice really well. I like Mike Shinoda a lot. Then I had POD Southtown. You know Southtown? In the Southtown. Then I did Faith by Limp Bizkit. That's my only Limp Bizkit song, but I love that cover. Like, I love how that breaks down. Then I have Simple Man by Shinedown, because I like that cover. Then I have Zombie by Bad Wolves, the Cranberries cover. I have Sound of Silence by Disturbed, because I think that's another really good cover. I have Alive by POD. Then I have In the Air Tonight by Nonpoint. That was featured in the Miami Vice picture. And then I have Shine by Josh Todd. He did a solo album. He was the singer in Buck Cherry. I have Send the Pain Below by Chevelle. Scars by Papa Roach. And Lost Prophets. They have a song called Last Train Home that I still jam out to all the time.
All right. That's pretty good. What if you added...
Push It?
Push It. You gotta add Push It.
Yeah.
Well, a song that I come back to, or band I come back to regularly, I think, is Monster Magnet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but that's like a song that's burned into my brain.
I remember I used to go to Power Man 5000 concerts.
Oh, yeah. I love Power Man 5000.
Are you ready? Let go.
Okay. I think I have one or two more weird questions, unless you want to go.
No, go for it.
Okay. So we already covered, what would you do if you were invisible? Let me give me 1 second. I lost it in my in my notes.
Oh, you were going to say a worse name for this.
That's right. Okay, so I have a thing about names in films. Like, you should have an interesting name, but not a generic name. And while I understand that a name is supposed to signify something to, eagle-eyed listeners and viewers, I hate the concept of naming a character after Cain from Cain and Abel. It's like basically naming a character protagonist bad guy.
Yeah.
So I made a list of some of the worst bad guy names that I could think of. And I'm gonna run these off for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Jericho Kane.
That's been in a movie.
That is in End of Days.
Oh yeah, Jericho.
Yeah. So these are real names. It's from End of Days, that by coincidentally one of the same writers of this film.
Yep.
Cypher Rage from After Earth. Helen Shivers from I Know What You Did Last Summer. And this isn't a movie, but it takes the cake, I think, of worst names ever. Savage Opress from the Star Wars cartoons.
Savage?
Yeah, it's Savage with 2 A's.
Wow.
Did you come up with a bad guy name?
This was tough for me, man. I looked at a lot of lists and I just couldn't get like anything better than Sebastian Cain. And I know that may sound like a cop out, but man, it's such a generic name, isn't it? I mean, Cypher Rage is really bad. You're right. I hate Cypher Rage.
That's probably the worst on the list, frankly. Like Jericho Kane, like I can get like okay, so Jericho, you're naming it after a city that fell, so this character is gonna have a fall, and Kane means he's probably gonna have a fall by a bad guy. Oh wait, the end of days is him dying. Like I get it.
And there's been better hero names. Like I love Corbin Dallas from Fifth Element. I know it's not good, but I like it. I love Johnny Rico.
Great.
I love Johnny Rico from Starship Troopers.
There was a list of bad names and that was on it, and I was like, I'm not using this list.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also I thought about adding this, but I thought you would freak out. Castor Troy.
Oh, come on.
I know. I was like, you know what? That's actually kind of clever. But
his performance in that. I just did a ton of research for a video for Nick Cage versus Travolta, and I just love that thing so much more now.
Yeah.
Oh man. You know what name is terrible is I love Parker Posey, but in Blade Trinity her name is Danica Talos, and that just doesn't work for me.
I mean, you can also just go with Hannibal King.
Oh yeah, that's
from the
bad.
same movie. That's bad. But I was like trying to think of a name that would be bad if I was purposely trying to write like a bad villain name. It'd be something like Faust Ashkin.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a really bad one.
Yeah, that's really, in a lot of movies with low budget films, many characters are named Kaminsky.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I have no idea, but I'm telling you, there's in a lot of screenplays you will read Kaminsky. So watch a really bad Transmorphers movie, and there's always a Kaminsky in it.
I bet it's someone's like the producer or something. Put my name in there.
Yeah, that one hurts. I will say, what about some good action names? I mean, Chev Chelios is probably my favorite. John Matrix.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't look those up, so I'm going to let you roll through if you have any more.
Yeah, I was looking for names. I went all over the place. I just couldn't, I don't know. I'm sorry about that. I kind of flaked on that. I couldn't think of, Sebastian Cain. It just does not work for me. So any name I looked at, I just didn't think was better.
Yeah. You would screw with him and just call him Seb, right?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Seb.
The Cain Mutiny.
Yeah, it's just like a thick sounding name. It's a weird description for a name, I know, but it's hard.
Wait, there's a character named Terry Leather.
Weird. Okay. I also wanted to know, do you want to play 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Here's the one I want to give to you, and I've thought about it, and it's doable, but I think you have to make a stop into a TV movie.
Okay.
Unless you find a different way.
Let's hear it.
But can you get Kevin Bacon to Steve Guttenberg?
All right. Yeah, I can do that. So I can use TV.
Yeah. Well, I used a TV movie. My rule was only movies, but you could do TV movies.
All right. So Steve Guttenberg. Oh, so with TV movies.
Yes, but not TV shows, but TV movies.
Okay. Steve Guttenberg was in Police Academy with Michael Winslow. He's the guy that does all the voices, right?
Yes.
Okay, Michael Winslow was in Spaceballs with Bill Pullman.
Yes.
All right. So then Bill Pullman was in Independence Day with Will Smith.
Yes.
All right. Will Smith was in, let's see. Will Smith has been in movies with everybody. Let's see. Will Smith. Okay. Let's see. So many characters. All right. All right. Was with Will Smith. Will Smith was in, I'm just going to get this up for speed here. Was with, I can do this. Margot Robbie in Focus. All right. Margot Robbie was with, let's see. I'm close.
You are. I think you're really close, actually.
Margot Robbie. Let's see.
My suggestion is you should get to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Wait, all right. So Margot Robbie. All right. So Margot Robbie was with. I can do it. I can do this here. So can I get him with Fast? Was she in a movie with Meryl Streep, Charlize Theron? There's Nicole Kidman. Was he in a movie with Nicole Kidman?
Isn't Charlize Theron in the movie that's out right now about Fox News?
Yeah, Bombshell.
Hmm?
All right, so right now I'm on Margot and I have 2 left. So I got to make this. People are screaming right now. You're getting me back for that one thing I did to you a few episodes ago.
Which you're doing really better. You're doing much better than I did.
All right, so Margot Robbie was with, let's see. I can do this. Let's see. Margot Robbie was with, I'm just trying to think of recent Kevin Bacon pictures. Let's see. Margot Robbie was with, let's see. Has she ever been with Ryan Gosling or Steve? Oh, no. Wait, no, she wasn't with Steve Carell. Yeah, and Big Short with Steve Carell. Steve Carell was in the Ryan Gosling picture where, no, the one where they have relationships with Julianne Moore and Emma Stone. There, that's it. I did it. But the name of it is, it's 3 letters. What's the Kevin Bacon, Julianne Moore movie? I still have to think of the name. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do, but I can't think of the name either.
It's, 3 words. I know this is great listening for everybody, but I can do it. All right. It has. Hey man, I'm pretty happy about that.
That's pretty good. Well. I mean, I think that's pretty good.
It's gonna be. Oh, Crazy Stupid Love. I'm looking at it right now in my Blu-ray collection. Yeah. Hey, that happened, right? We did it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Here's how I did it. If you're ready.
Yeah.
So Kevin Bacon is in Hollow Man with Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin is in the Avengers movies with Vision. Oh my God, I just forgot his name.
Paul Bettany.
Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany is in Han Solo with Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis is in Ewoks: The Battle of Endor with Wilford Brimley. Wilford Brimley is in Cocoon.
Oh wow.
Steve Guttenberg.
Hey.
that actually, like, I did that on my own, but it took me an hour and a half to figure that out.
So if we
do, it was over like a couple days.
So if we do, all right. So Guttenberg was with Brimley, right? Brimley was in The Thing with Kurt Russell.
Yep.
Kurt Russell. Let's see. We can connect this one here pretty good. With Kurt Russell, he had to have been with someone that's in a movie with. Has Kurt Russell been in a movie with Leo DiCaprio?
Yeah, he was in the latest Tarantino.
Oh yeah, with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is Margot Robbie.
Yep.
Hey,
even better. Look at us.
Nailed it.
So movie smart.
Jeez Louise. Final thoughts before we get into our draft?
I just found this movie difficult to talk about, but I think I'm glad I did talk about it.
You owe me $10.
I owe you $10. Maybe
I shot the gorilla
making you do this one.
No, listen, but I kind of love when this happens because I think sometimes when you're younger and you watch a movie, you're not as discerning and you come back and watch it again. So on our walk, I talked to my wife Megan. And I'm like, we should watch 500 Days of Summer again. And I would kind of like to see how that movie is 10 years down the line because I saw that when I was their age in the film. So it'd be interesting to see it now, 10 years later.
Yeah, I've never seen it, so I can't comment. So
it's interesting. A lot of people vilified Summer, which is incorrect. I never did. But 10 years later, when people were writing about it, they're like, yeah, I can't believe Summer's on a villain on all these lists. I'm like, what are you talking about? But apparently a lot of dudes don't like Summer in it. But she's not to blame at all of it. It's weird. But I want to see it again with new eyes, if that makes sense.
It does, absolutely. We can pick an older movie again and try this, which we're doing. We're doing The Mummy, so we'll see if that holds up.
Oh, dude, I just watched that last weekend. It holds up and then some.
That's actually really good to know. Good to know.
It's so good, man. Rachel Weisz is awesome. And I wrote a Cracked article recently about Mummy 2. So I wrote about poignant moments in cheesy movies. So I wrote about the scene in Mummy 2 when Imhotep dies.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah, exactly. So it made me money. So the second one did, not the first one. But all right, so we're gonna do a Kevin. So Adam suggested this, correct?
Yes.
And so Adam couldn't make it, but we're gonna do a draft where we pick movies that Kevin Bacon we want to see him star in, correct? Or just appear in?
I would say appear in because you're adding Bacon.
Okay, so got it. So I'm replacing him for some actors, if that's okay.
I did that too. It's fine.
All right. So my first one is I picked 7.
Oh, that's good. That was on my alternate list.
Now I like him a lot as a cop, but I'd like to see him in that kind of role with Morgan Freeman. It'd be interesting to see how he could carry that, right?
Yeah, it would.
All right. Which one you got?
So I picked Nightmare on Elm Street, the reboot. I want him to play Freddy.
Yeah. Yes. That's
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. I think somebody said they wanted him to play. That's been around for a while. People want him to be Freddy.
Maybe I got it through osmosis, but he seems perfect for the role.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so this one's weird, but I think you might like it. I want to see him in Behind Enemy Lines when it came out in 2001.
So as which character?
Owen Wilson.
Yes. He was a weird casting choice for that movie. I could see that working much better with him.
And I actually really liked Owen Wilson a lot in that picture. And so I was working in a theater when that came out and nobody went to the movies in 2001. And so I would just, I went trash can for the entire day after the events of September 11th. And I just had one trash can all day to clean up the theater and no one would come. So I just watched Behind Enemy Lines and Born Identity a lot while I was working there. But I don't know, it'd be interesting to see him in that kind of physical running role because that's not something we've seen much of, maybe aside from Tremors.
Yeah. And Quicksilver, but he was like 21 at that time.
Yeah, he was spry, young and spry. I want older Bacon running around.
Okay, so my number 2, I want to see him in a John Wick movie. I think he would be good as the assassin friend from the first film.
Oh, that gets killed by Adrian Palicki?
Yes.
Oh. Or what about the Willem Dafoe role?
That is the William Dafoe role.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his buddy in the hotel that got killed.
Oh no, I mean his William Dafoe role.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Yeah, because William Dafoe, he can add menace, but not like Bacon.
He can give you a look, Bacon, in some of these movies that just make you wilt.
Exactly. Yeah.
They drop you. All right, so I'm gonna go with Spider-Man: Homecoming. I think he'd be good in the role of Michael Keaton as the father / Vulture.
You're right. Yeah, that's really good.
I think Keaton's perfection in that scene in the car, but just imagine so what Keaton does in the car there's menace to it. It's perfect. I love that role with Keaton, but Bacon would add some realness to it.
Yeah. It's hard to go against Keaton. He's so good in that role, but I would like to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I want that.
My number 3 is blasphemous, Mark. I'm going to say that right now. People are going to hate me. I'm going to lose the online bet because of this. I want him in Misery as the nurse.
Well, so he's Annie Bates?
He's Andrew Bates. This is gender swapped.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same exact movie. Just gender swap him. He's Andrew Bates.
Wow. I could see it.
It's a stretch. I know it's a stretch. It's gonna be it's my downfall right there, but I'm gonna go with it.
All right. You want to hear a weird one? And we talked about this. Ravenous. I want him to be the Guy Pearce role, or it doesn't matter, either or. I just like to see him how he could play a period picture.
Yeah, I would like to see that. I mean, the thing with Guy Pearce in that film is that he doesn't come off as menacing, really.
Yeah.
And that's what you need from a cannibal.
Oh no, Robert Carlyle, right? Or are you talking are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about Pierce, because he also is somewhat of a cannibal, especially at the end of that film. He still he stands up to the Robert Carlyle, but I feel like he doesn't exude like, again, menace. I feel like we keep coming back to this, just like Kevin Bacon can perform as a menacing character.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I like that.
All right, do you want my number 4?
Yeah.
This is also another crazy one. Okay. 1408.
Whoa.
But I want him to play the writer's role.
Wow.
Yeah. So I guess the main character.
Yeah, the John Cusack.
Yes. Because John Cusack to me doesn't quite have the menacing thing down.
I like that a lot. That's fun. That's a good one.
This is hard to put together. I had like a list of 20.
I have a weird one. I put together Turner and Hooch.
Okay.
I just think he needs a cop role with a dog.
That would be a lot of fun, actually.
Right?
Oh yeah, it would. He'd be funny.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I just when I was looking around, I was looking at cop movies, and I'm like, I just want to see him bathing a dog and wrestling with it and shooting villains in a PG-13 movie.
Okay. This is my final one.
All right.
I want him in the new Star Trek movies as Christopher Pike.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good role. Because he has a serious demeanor, and I feel like he could be a captain.
I like that. Man, and that'd be a big role too. I want to see him in 5. All right. Now I'm gonna add one more, and you just gotta deal with it because I just looked at my Blu-ray collection.
Okay.
Green Room, the Patrick Stewart role.
Oh, he could definitely pull that off. 100%. Yeah.
I like the menace of Patrick Stewart, and I like the line at the end, you were so much scarier at night. But I like the idea of Bacon in control of all these people. I think he would crush that.
Yeah, I love that movie.
We don't have to add it. We can stick with the 10 we have and
well,
narrow it down.
What was your number 10?
Oh, wait. We have, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why do we have 10 right now? I picked 7, Behind Enemy Lines, Spider-Man Homecoming, Ravenous, and Turner and Hooch.
Oh, you did. You went first.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do 11.
I was going crazy. I'm like, did I only do 4?
No, apparently I can't do math.
But I think we can narrow this down, though. I think we should definitely stick with Nightmare on Elm Street, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's these down. We can get those down.
Yeah.
Right. I want to see him in 1408 too.
Okay. I think that's my favorite of the ones I picked.
Because that made $70 million, and that could have been good for him, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Run me through your list again one more time.
I did 7 Behind Enemy Lines, Spider-Man Homecoming, Ravenous, and Star Trek. Or Turner and Hooch.
I want to pick Behind Enemy Lines because I think that movie would be improved exponentially with him in it.
I just want to see him run.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Nightmare on Elm Street, Behind Enemy Lines, 1408.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
I also really like the Turner and Hooch thing because it rounds out all the things he can do because we know he could be funny.
Yeah, just it would be so much different because you have the warmth of Tom Hanks, but then I think there's a warmth to Kevin Bacon as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what's the last one?
Oh, this is hard. I think so. Let's cut some stuff. I think we can cut him out of John Wick. I don't think that I think it's an interesting idea. It doesn't really work.
Ravenous can go.
Yeah, and I think Star Trek is interesting, but that's also very good already.
All right. So we have 7 Spider-Man: Homecoming and Misery.
Okay. Of those, which one do we think he could elevate the most? I'm gonna cut Misery because wasn't Kathy Bates nominated for an Oscar?
Yeah, I mean, one of the few horror performances ever.
Yeah, so I guess we can get rid of that. Like, there's not much improving it, but it's still a crazy idea.
So 7 or Spider-Man: Homecoming? That's
really hard. I don't want to cut any of them.
Like, Brad Pitt's had such an amazing career. I feel like he can lose 7. I thought he was so good in that.
I mean, of those two roles, the role that I like more is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
All right, so let's drop 7 and keep Spider-Man: Homecoming. Because
we keep 7 and we drop Spider-Man: Homecoming because I don't want to mess with Michael Keaton because it's so terrifying.
I like that. That works. All right, so we have 7. We have Nightmare on Elm Street, Behind Enemy Lines, 1408, and Turner and Hooch.
Yes,
That's a very MFF list.
that is. It's great.
I love it. So this was fun, man. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, so for me, Mark. Oh, wait. Actually, I'll plug your show in the beginning. I'll record a thing separate, but do you want to plug your podcast real quick?
Sure. I am the co-host of Award Wieners. We are a movie podcast that watches Oscar Best Picture winners, and we make a hot dog recipe for each movie. So we're going through all 89, 90 films, and right now we are recording Godfather Part 2.
I love it. Oh, that's going to be a fun listen.
It is, yeah. Very long film.
It's perfect. One of my favorite performances of all time in there, De Niro. Love him in that movie. All right, so this was fun, man. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for David Cross, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.